Hello, I'm back. Hi, it's Mikaela. Hi, today I'm going to be doing an introduction because I realized in my last video that I didn't actually introduce myself, like who I am, like how old I am, where I live, stuff like that, and just what I'm currently reading, just so you know a little bit more about my taste in books that I'm liking right now. My name is Mikaela. I'm 19. I'm in college. I'm a playwriting major, which is usually people ask me questions about that. It's pretty fun. I like it. You get to take acting classes and watch plays and stuff for school. Um, I'm from California. I grew up here, so I'm used to the nice weather and stuff. I like to write songs and sing sometimes for fun, and I like to bake cakes, pies, cupcakes, literally everything. I haven't tried cheesecake yet, but that's next on my list. Now to the good part. So I'm reading 5 books right now. I don't know if anyone else does that. I hold like 5 books in the air at one time, and after I finish one, I just throw another one right in there. It's weird for me to read just one book at a time, or even two. Here are 4 of the 5 books that I'm reading. The other one is an audio, so I don't have the physical copy. The first book that I'm reading is If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. I think it's a literary fiction. It's the first more like adult with like difficult like literary prose that I've ever read. I really like this. Really hard-hitting sad stuff. I'm excited to watch the movie after. The second book that I'm reading is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm only on page 44, and honestly, the reason why I stopped reading it is because it got a bunch of water damage on the back, and it just really bothered me that I didn't feel like picking this up anymore. I know, that makes no sense. I should just read it, because it was really good. This is the first young adult thriller or mystery that I've read, that I'm reading. The other one that I have read was adult, so maybe I will relate to this more because I'm a teenager. The third book that I'm reading is Furia by Yamili Saeed Mendez. This copy is actually from my library, so I use my public library a lot because it saves money, and also I put myself on a $100 limit for 2021 that I already passed. I recommend using the library. You can have a big book collection and get from the library. You don't have to choose. That's what I do. This is really good. It's set in Argentina. There's soccer, there's feminism. Love that. The fourth book that I'm reading is Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. This is really cute. I'm actually going to go into detail on this one just because I really like it. It's really cute. It's a young adult romantic comedy. It's just about a teenage girl who's quirky, and she's from California, just like me, so I really like that. And one of the main characters, like one of her friends, loves baking, and I love that, and she's a writer, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so for me. Yeah, I actually picked this up because of another booktuber, Unclearly Claire, who's also from California and likes writing. So she recommended this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna like that too. And I do. I'm about halfway done with it. And the fifth book that I'm reading, I don't have it. It's Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Ariemi. I'm very, very in the beginning of that. Like, I'm just listening to the audio. I'm like 12% into the audio, but I chose that book because a bunch of people recommended it. I know it won a bunch of awards. Everybody loves that book. But I actually didn't gravitate towards it because it's a fantasy, and I'm not really a fantasy queen. But I am enjoying it just because maybe it's like African inspired fantasy, so it's a little bit different. Also, it's not set in like the society that I'm used to. A bit more interesting. It's like I get to take a trip to Africa also, even though I'm learning about magic. Like, Furia is the only physical book I have from the library, and Children of Blood and Bone is the only audio I have from the library. The other 3 I purchased myself, so I use the library pretty often and also buy books pretty often. But if I don't end up liking the book or I don't feel the need to continue the series or anything, I just donate it to the library. So I would say I'm pretty lucrative. Even though I buy books, it doesn't mean that I keep them. And also, if I really like a library book a lot, I'll buy it because I know I'm going to read it again. So I do both. Thank you for watching my next video. This is really short. I know I didn't go too much into the plot of each book, but I'll just link the Goodreads in the description if you would like to read the summary, or maybe you've already heard of the book, so I didn't feel like I needed to explain that much. Thank you for watching. New videos every Wednesday, I promise.